We are going to take a quick look at Mental Health Awareness Month, our resources and events. I want to tell you a little bit about the nicotine pouch toolkit that I put together for coaches, youth mentors, adults who lead youth in any way. A Save the Date event that we're going to be doing this summer at the ACDOH. And the speaker I have today is Chelsea Irwin from the IDOH, the Youth and Family Programs Director. So she'll talk to us today about Handle with Care. All right. And I didn't have this in the agenda, but last week on May 6th, we had School Nurses Day. So I just want to make sure I show appreciation to all of you out there. Thank you so much, school nurses, for everything that you do. I grabbed this off of the National Association of School Nurses website, and they definitely have resources on there for you if you didn't know about them already. Okay, so from Allen County Department of Health, I checked in with Laura Weaver, our supervisor for infectious disease, and she wants me to tell you that measles continue to be a problem. Stay vigilant on that. Stay aware. I have a regional school health liaison, and her name is Ruthie Olson. And she sent me an email recently with all of these updates and resources and events. So I sent this to the schools last month, the Communicable Disease Reference Guide for Schools. It's all updated. And if you need me to send that to you again, you can't find it, just let me know. She reminded us that there is a way to get stock emergency meds. If you'd like to look into that, I can help you if you're unable to find where to go. And there's also help to implement a naloxone emergency preparedness and response plan that I can give you a link for. I'll give you a whole Word document with links at the end that I'll email out. There's a link on that for that. And if you're seeking AED funding, you want to make a cardiac emergency response plan or a CPR staff training, there is a survey you can take for funding for that. It's not a guarantee of support, but they want to know if people are interested. So I have the link on my document that I'll send you. And if you have any questions about that, there's an email that was included. Later this month, May 21st, is Stop the Bleed Day. That's my current favorite thing to teach right now. If you're interested in anything like that at your school, let me know. And maybe you know about this, maybe not. There is a Indiana School Health Network conference coming up next month in Plainfield, Indiana. Let's keep moving. All right, this whole thing came about because I got an email from Ruthie from the IDOH that some of the links weren't working correct for reporting medication usage, absenteeism, or even if you need a waiver. So what I did was I put this document together. It says, I'll email that to you too, but it says which report you want. It has a QR code as well as the link so that you could just print that if you want and just be able to use it right away at your desk. It's meant to be user friendly, so maybe that will be a great resource for you. That's coming to you today or tomorrow. All right. Like we said, May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and maybe you know about the National Alliance on Mental Illness. This is a great resource center. You can go in and you can search for certain things. You can find news articles. We actually have a Fort Wayne chapter of NAMI, and they have an email out to me about a free QPR training, and that's on May 21st. They want you to pre-register. It's in the evening. I have a link for that coming to you. They're also doing an event, NAMI Run White and Blue on July 4th. It's a 5K. That's a good fundraiser for them if you'd like to participate. And another organization that's good is SAMHSA. They have a toolkit for mental health awareness with weekly themes. If you'd like to check that out, the link is in my list. All right. Fort Wayne, the Allen County Memorial Coliseum, they are holding their 3rd annual Indiana Mental Health Summit. That's on May 19th. It's all day. And maybe you know about it. They have the keynote speaker, Zach Williams, who is Robin Williams' son. That's pretty interesting. I think that'd be a good time. And you could still get into that if you'd like to attend that next week. Bowen is here for us. Bowen has many resources on their website. They have these Bowen Health Moment newsletters that have tips in them that come out monthly. As you know, they also have plenty of mental health resources. You can reach them on their website or give them a call. I found this through the Health Improvement Alliance of Connecticut. These are simple habits to relieve stress. Everything has a little QR code for to be able to do breathing or yoga. There's different things on there that you could post in the hallway or in your office, and kids could even access them and have these little stress relieving tips at their fingertips. All right, I mentioned in the agenda that I'm putting together some talking points for trusted adults, and it'll be a 2-pager that comes out. I will get that finished up and email that to you today or tomorrow. And if you're still interested in any kind of nicotine products like vaping, e-cigarettes, the Parents Against Vaping and E-Cigarettes webinar is coming up. This one is called Hooked in New Ways, What Parents Need to Know About Youth Nicotine Use. That's next week at 6 p.m. Link in my list. Okay, so we'd like you to save the date if you're interested in coming to our health annex this summer, June 24th. We will be having AM sessions from different divisions of the Department of Health, from vector to any kind of communicable disease from Laura Weaver. We will have someone here from Project Me to do Narcan administration and show you how to do that. And there are some things on there that we may or may not do if you'd like to have a sharing session between nurses from other school communities. In the afternoon, I could do CPR or stop the bleed for you. If you're interested in any of these things, I have that QR code there, but I also have it in my links that I'll email out at the end. There's a survey that we would like you to take just to see what you would be interested in, and we'll figure it out from there. So check that out when we're done. Okay. I just want to say thank you again to all the school health staff, nurses. I hope you have a wonderful summer, and you certainly deserve it. Enjoy your time off. I have Chelsea here from the Indiana Department of Health. She's going to be talking to you about Handle with Care. So let me stop sharing my screen and I'll have Chelsea take over.
Okay,
Right.
thank you so much. And I will go ahead and share my screen now. And this could not have been better timing, not just for Mental Health Awareness Month, but also just where Allen County is at so far with Handle with Care. So this will just be a very short overview of what the program is. This is a program where, that many of the schools in the county are interested in implementing and are actually partnering with the sheriff's office to implement. So I'm here to share about what the program is and kind of where those efforts are now. If you're interested in learning more, my contact information will be at the end, or I'm happy to get you connected with those specific point of contacts who are pushing the program out across the county. So hi, everyone. As she mentioned, my name is Chelsea Irwin. I'm the Youth and Family Programs Director here at the Department of Health within our Division of Family Health Data and Fatality Prevention. And today, I just want to talk a little bit about and promote out the Handle with Care program. The Handle with Care program, this is a free program that my division helps to provide technical assistance to and help advocate for this program across the state. This is a free program that helps to establish a formal notification process to alert schools when a child has been at the scene of something potentially traumatic. So something that could disrupt their day the next day. This might be a kiddo that you all may encounter, whether they're coming down to see the nurse, they're seeing mental health staff, or even if it's just, additional supports that this child may be needing throughout the school day that may be provided within that classroom. And so Handle with Care helps to essentially bridge communication between various partners, all the way from law enforcement and first responders who are alerting schools when they're encountering children, and then allowing schools to provide a response to best support those kids when they're coming to school the next day or in the coming days. So, what is the notification? This is a confidential notification that law enforcement or other first responding partners share with a school. So, when they are out at the scene in the field and they are encountering a child, this might be at the scene of, might have been a call for domestic violence. It could be a search warrant, an arrest warrant, substances in the home, a suicide or a death. So, really thinking about those instances where fire, EMS, or law enforcement might be called to a home where a child is present, they're sending a confidential notification that is only sharing that child's name and their age with a point of contact at the school who will receive that information. And as I mentioned, develop a response to best support that student. So there is no incident level information that's ever shared through that notification because, again, we want to ensure confidentiality and we want to make sure that we can get that information over to the school timely so that we can support that student. Because we know when they are encountering these incidents, they're experiencing trauma at home or in their community, they're usually going to school the next day or in the following days. And oftentimes for those kids, it's really hard to sit in a classroom and really pay attention when their brain is somewhere else or maybe stuck in fight, flight, or freeze. So, how can we best support those kids? Make sure that we're keeping learning as a primary objective for them. And so with this, we help with training at all aspects. So for our first responders, understanding when and how to send those notifications. This is community led. So they work with the schools that they kind of have within their jurisdiction to identify the best way to send those notifications. And at the end, I'll talk about how Allen County is kind of looking to do this. But they identify how to send that notification over to a point of contact at a school district. And then really working with them to understand, when should we send those notifications? So we help to provide training to those first responding agencies to understand that one, we want to keep it confidential, but also if you're unsure when to send that notification, let's go ahead and send that notification. Because what occurs the next day at school is an opportunity for that warm handoff once that officer leaves that scene. Maybe they're wondering, what's going to happen with that student. I really hope that they get some support, maybe beyond what they can offer there in the field. And that's what Handle with Care helps to do is kind of bridge that gap and serve as that warm handoff to schools so that we can observe that student's behavior and support them the next day at school or in the following days. Quick overview of what that process looks like. So at the scene, they're going to send that notification. They are going to share only that child's name, age. They'll identify if they can where that student goes to school. And then schools will develop a response for that. So daily, they're going to receive those notifications via that notification process. And the points of contacts at each school district will send those notifications out to staff within the school who need to know. And that's incredibly important because, again, we want to ensure confidentiality, and not everyone within the school system is going to interact or engage with that student. So, really, just thinking about who are those staff members, including nurses within our schools, who really need to know, hey, Johnny Smith was, something happened the night before. Let's handle him with care. Who are those points of contact within the school who might interact with Johnny the next day or in the coming days? And what that notification does is it just serves as an extra piece of information in your toolkit of something happened. We don't know what happened, but let's handle him with care. Let's observe his behavior and just see if there are things that we can help to do to support them. So starting off in the classroom, are there extra supports? Is there language we can use to best support them and help to mitigate maybe uh, you know, some behavioral outcomes that we might see out of Johnny, extending all the way through when those classroom-based interventions are not enough. How can we help to support him beyond the classroom? And really with this program, we're supporting student resilience and their ability to manage their emotional and behavioral responses. Oftentimes, these kids are coming to school and they might be stuck in that fight, flight, or freeze. Their mind is not ready to learn. They are stuck in that survival mode, and learning becomes secondary for them. And so, with this program, we're helping to observe those kids' behavior while also understanding that trauma can impact anyone and trauma is subjective. So, what we see as traumatic might differ from individuals, but also how we respond to that trauma will differ between individuals. And so, in our role here at the Department of Health, we also help to provide training to schools on what adverse childhood experiences are, what that impact looks like on development, as well as in the classroom on learning and behavior, but also how can we help to support that student so we can keep them engaged in the classroom, how we can connect them with supports if that's what's necessary. And really, this is helping to support staff in understanding and how we can address behavior from a different perspective, understanding that trauma can impact behavior, understanding that there is a why behind the behavior that we're seeing in our students. And it helps to benefit not just those children who are receiving a Handle with Care notification, but really any student, because we're having that shift in our perspective of what behavior is and how it presents. So with the program, looking at those outcomes for what we expect to see. So really thinking about those short-term outcomes, we hope to see that there's an uptake in this program when we start to see those notifications coming through. We start to see an increase in those referrals for supports for those students. Remember, with that training, we're helping to better understand and help to support educators in their ability to view that behavior from that different perspective. So, are there different strategies we're using to support those students in and out of the classroom? And then thinking through midterm and long-term outcomes as we help to shift this culture in our schools of trauma-informed supports for our students and helping to understand that there's a why behind that behavior. And it's not what's wrong with this child, but what's happened to this child. We can help to provide those supports to those students where they have the ability to develop that resilience, manage those behavioral and emotional responses, and have that ability to reach their full academic potential. So where are we at in Allen County? This is probably what you want to know. So as you can see here on the map, we are currently spreading across the state pretty quickly with counties who are implementing the program within their school districts. We're currently in 38 counties with about 80 school districts, I believe the last time I checked, implementing this program. Allen County, we very much are having conversations and supporting those partners in this in the county who are wanting this program. So this started out as an initiative, and I think conversations have been going on for a couple of years in Allen County, mostly between Fort Wayne Community Schools and Fort Wayne Police Department. We have since expanded, and we are looking at hopefully a goal date of implementing this program within Fort Wayne Community Schools, as well as Northwest Allen County Schools at the start of the next school year. Obviously pending, hiccups occur, but that's kind of the goal that's been set by Fort Wayne Community Schools as well as the Allen County Sheriff's Office and Fort Wayne Police Department. So this initiative is being led by Allen County Sheriff's Office. We have a very strong partner over there who is helping to provide training to all of the law enforcement agencies, not just Fort Wayne Police Department, but thinking about some of those local town police departments as well. And then we have, as I mentioned, for that start of the pilot in the county, Fort Wayne Community Schools, as well as Northwest Allen County Schools. We do have some strong interest from East Allen County Schools. But if you are on the call and your school district isn't on here, or if you're just interested in getting involved in these conversations and seeing how you can be a part of getting this program within your school district, I would love to connect. I can get you connected with the point of contact over at the sheriff's office who's assisting with this. We'd love to have you involved with getting the program started in your district. And as mentioned, here's my contact information. That was a very quick overview of the program. I could probably talk about this program all day long. So if anybody is interested in connecting further to learn more details about the program, what our role looks like in supporting communities with implementing the program and even beyond implementation of the program, very happy to connect. But I don't know, Sarah, do you just want to open it up for questions or what's the best next step?
Yeah, I was just going to ask if anybody had a quick question for you right now on the Lunch and Learn. We can open that up. And that's okay. Chelsea, I just wanted to tell you, I think this is fabulous. I was a teacher and I remembered vividly a student coming up to me at the beginning of class and asking to talk to me in the hallway, and all she had was a notebook, and she was in tears because her house had caught fire the night before and burned down, and that was all that she could grab. And she was very upset, and it would have been great to know that ahead of time and to have those supports in place. But I think of her a lot when I think of things like this. And of course, you're as supportive as you can be in the moment, but this kind of training and uh, heads up would have really come in handy at the time too. So thank you for talking about this with us today.
Of course, thank you for inviting me.
Yeah. Any questions about anything I presented earlier or anything for Chelsea one last time? Okay. Well, thank you for joining me this month. We'll see you in the fall, and I hope everybody has a really terrific summer. Take care.